I'm here at AUSA 2015 with John Arcolano, Navistar Defense's Program Manager, MaxxPro. We're standing beside a reset MaxxPro DXM, a vehicle that was reset at Navistar's West Point facility. John, could you talk us through the reset project and perhaps give us some facts, figures and overall details of the program in general, please?
Sure, be happy to. So going back to the original MRAP program back in 2007, 2008, since then the U.S. Army and the Marine Corps have purchased over 27,000 MRAPs of about 9 or 10 different manufacturers. In the last 2 years, they decided that they were going to get to what they call their enduring fleet, which really came down to Navistar's MaxxPro and then the MATV, as well as the two vehicles that would be in the enduring configuration. So for us, we had sold roughly 9,000 of the MaxxPros, and they're keeping roughly 3,000. And that 3,000 is split up between 2,633 DXMs and 308 MaxxPro long wheelbase ambulances. We've been doing reset now for about a year, and really the purpose of reset is over the last 8 years as we were building trucks and fielding them into theater, continual upgrades were being made as each production run went through, and you had a bunch of vehicles out there of multiple configurations on the MaxxPro. So the intent of the reset is really to bring all the trucks back, get them to a common configuration, push those back out to the warfighter, and then also keep some in storage for the next conflict that may arise where these vehicles may need to be needed. So right now, Navistar is doing reset at 2 facilities. We're doing 785 vehicles at our facility in West Point, Mississippi, and that is a split of 477 dashes and 308 ambulances. We also have a facility at Fort Bliss in El Paso, Texas, where we're doing 289 vehicles. The Red River Army Depot is also doing roughly 1,000 trucks, and then there's a pool of leftover vehicles that the Army currently is trying to figure out who will be doing those leftover vehicles to complete out the full 3,000 for the fleet.
And what configurations do the vehicles come in as, and what configuration are they returned to service as?
So for the dash, we're really getting 3 configurations coming in. There's the dash. On our original dash was the beam axle, so it didn't have our independent suspension system. So we're getting some of those in, upgrading them with the ISS, our DXM independent suspension, and then also putting in a series of other upgrades to include the MaxxPro survivability upgrade, which increases the performance of the vehicle against underbody threats and makes it the most survivable truck or wheeled or tracked platform in the U.S. inventory. So we're getting those in, doing those upgrades. We're also getting some of the Dash DXM ambulances that are coming in, and then there's some Dash DXM gun trucks that are coming in. So we get these 3 different versions of the Dash. They're all getting upgraded with the same upgrades. They're getting repaired and refurbished, and then they're all coming out the back end of the plant as Dash DXM gun trucks with the MaxxPro survivability MSU upgrade, in addition to another upgrade we're very happy about, which is electronic stability control, or ESC, which is the first time the U.S. has ever put that system in one of their vehicle platforms. And what that does is provide better vehicle stability, and in cases of potential rollovers, it has better flexibility and ability to respond and adjust itself to prevent those rollovers in the future. Then we also get the long wheelbases. The long wheelbases are kind of our first generation MRAPs. They're coming in with the ISS upgrade already done. They're coming in as gun trucks. We are installing the MaxxPro survivability upgrade kit, the ESC kit, and a couple of other upgrades, and then also converting it into an ambulance. So at the end of the day, you'll have 308 long wheelbase MaxxPro ambulances.
And how many vehicles have been reset to date? How many are left to reset? Are there any contract options? And have any of the reset vehicles been returned to service yet?
So for Navistar, we've completed just over 300 at our West Point facility and just about 240 at our Fort Bliss facility. There are additional contracting options that we are working with the government with right now, because as I mentioned earlier, that there is a pool of kind of unallocated vehicles that they haven't determined whether they're going to come to Navistar or go to the Red River Army Depot. So those are things that we're looking at in the next year or so. We're hoping to get some better visibility on where those trucks will go. As far as them being fielded, we do have the first set of trucks that have now just been fielded into Afghanistan. So the warfighter will have the latest and greatest and most survivable vehicle in their hands as they continue their operations there.
Of the 9,000 MaxxPros that were delivered, you're currently on contract to reset around 3,000 of those. What's happening to the around 6,000 vehicles that remain?
So the majority of those vehicles, the U.S. military has declared them excess defense articles, or EDA. So what that means is they are available for allied forces, foreign militaries to make claims to those vehicles so that they can get those vehicles that have already been completed, that are still fully functional, and use those to support their militaries. And what we are doing is working with those foreign countries to figure out how we can help them once they get those vehicles, because they are in various states of condition, to help them go through a similar type of reset to get them to like new condition so that they can use them to support their militaries as well. And this vehicle here is an example of one of our reset trucks that just rolled off the line at West Point, Mississippi just a couple weeks ago. And we brought it here to AUSA to showcase it. This is the first time that this vehicle in this configuration has been showcased at AUSA, and we're very happy to show off our capabilities on what we can do with these vehicles.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.